What can no one go without every day?
I believe the answer is food.
That is correct. So, do you know anything about vertical farming?
I do not. Please explain this to me.
Okay, well, I'm here today to persuade you as to how vertical farming will not only save you money, but will ultimately put out a more nutritious product and help to better our economy. So, starting off, there are two main reasons why corporations should use vertical farming. Do you know what they are?
I don't.
Okay, well, number one, it saves money. Do you like to save money?
I love saving money.
I do too. Vertical farming saves companies money by having mass production of product available to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So pretty much all year round, it's fruit and vegetable season. Also, by growing in mass quantities, this will dramatically lower the retail price of the food, which will enable the company to buy more for less. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when you have not a lot of a product, there's a high demand for it. So by growing in mass quantities, there'll be less of a demand, which will ultimately lower the retail price. So, also, the second reason why you should try vertical farming is because it's ultimately going to help put out a healthier product. Would you like to start eating more healthier?
I would.
How come?
Because it would help my nutritional lifestyle.
Awesome. So, vertical farming helps the product to be healthier because instead of it being sent from a warehouse where they need to keep their foods frozen or extremely chilled, so by the time it gets to your restaurant or your grocery store, you have to let the product defrost and it loses all of its nutritional value. You can say grow it maybe a block away from your food store and then just pick it and put it straight on the shelf. Also, do you like eating pesticides and preservatives in your food?
I don't think anybody does.
I don't either. Well, by using vertical farming, you control what goes on your food. So if you don't want pesticides or preservatives in your food, don't use it. And that could also help you to save money. Because think of all those thousands of dollars that people are paying for chemicals to make your food less healthy. Would you want to eat that?
Does not sound good at all.
Okay. So, would you like to earn a greater profit from vertical farming?
My company definitely would.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you how they could do it. First of all, as you said before, you said that you would like to eat healthier. Everyone would like to eat healthier. So, especially in the world we live in today, everyone is so weight conscious. Well, vertical farming is completely organic. It comes straight out the ground or whatever you're growing it on, such as a shelf. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but it ultimately will make your profit greater because it's healthier, which is attracting everyone in today's world. Are you following?
I am following.
Okay. So, also, you could sell your product to other corporations or grocery store chains. So pretty much what I'm saying is word of mouth. What do I mean by this? Do you know what I mean by that?
I don't. Please explain.
Okay. So what I mean by word of mouth is when people start eating your product and finding out how delicious and nutritious it is, they're going to spread that word to their neighbors, to their friends, and to their family. So ultimately, that's going to grab the attention of surrounding store chains or grocery outlets, and then they too want to come and try your product and even maybe potentially buy your product and start selling your product on their shelves, which will ultimately earn your company a greater profit.
Sounds like a good idea.
Now, did you know that vertical farming could also dramatically help the economy?
I hope it would.
But do you know how it's going to?
I don't. Please explain.
Okay. Well, put it simple in terms, food would cost less because when you're growing in mass quantities, as I explained before, mass quantity of food, the demand is going to be less. So what you're going to pay for the product will ultimately be less. Do you know why?
I don't know why.
The reason you're going to pay less is because the wholesaler of the food who is buying it to sell to you is ultimately going to pay less also. Now, how does this help the economy? Well, food costing less is going to make people feel more comfortable going out and buying food, and the way our economy needs to pick up is we need more money circulating in it from day-to-day basis. So, for instance, if you had a tomato and the tomato was $10, would you really want to buy that tomato, or would you want to buy it for maybe $2?
Probably $2. That $10 tomato better be delicious.
Right? So, ultimately, by people seeing that the food costs are going lower, they're going to feel more comfortable to spend more money on food and feel like they can afford it. So this will ultimately help to boost our economy. Also, massive quantities of food could also help to solve our world hunger problem. Do you know how?
I don't know how.
It'll ultimately help because think of it this way, and so vegetables and fruits can only stay good for so long, correct?
Correct.
Especially with no preservatives or pesticides in it, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so all of that food that you created in that mass quantity, you could just give it to someplace such as a food shelter or a home for children or women or wherever you want to put it. But instead of throwing it out, you could donate it. Do you think that's a good idea?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. So, do you think you're going to start trying vertical farming?
I think I just might. It sounds very, very popular.
Well, that's the main thing. It's not very popular today because people don't understand how great it could be for the economy today. So just to wrap up everything I've stated so far, vertical farming could not only save you money, it could also make you healthier, and it's also greatly going to help our economy. So, vertical farming is the future of America. It will not only put out a better product for your company, but will also help the economy. It will make food more affordable, which will make people feel like it's okay to spend a little bit more. This will greatly help money to circulate more and to get our country out of the current recession it's in today.
Gee, Courtney, that sounds great.
So, ultimately, you should try vertical farming to get yourself into a healthier lifestyle and to save you money.
Thank you so much. That sounds like the American dream.